start this series. KRU trying to qualify for the main event. Twisted Minds would love to join Falcons up there as well. Who gets to go and who has to stay? Let's get underway.
A lot rides on a series like this. Twisted Minds trying to put Mena on the map here. Falcons already through. They would love, like you said, to follow in pursuit. KRU, on the other hand, trying to stay in it. In this 2-1 round 4 of the Swiss stage, another best of 7.
Trevino and Brad off the kickoff. Brad, that front man, he loves those mechanics. That's what you're going to see a high-flying mechanical game here from both squads. Will it be speed? That's the determining factor. Will it be the mix-ups? Right now, both teams battling for the midfield. KRU trying to hang on to it. Brad's not going to get the bounce he wants, but he does get a boost steal, trying to threaten the bump. KRU are starting to set up shop here.
It's important to pay attention to the beginning of this first minute or so. KRU certainly firing off a couple shots there. I think, was that, I just saw it just a second ago, was that Complexity up 3-0?
I think Complexity up 3-0, yeah. In that game too, they had a long overtime with Secret. They took that game, and it looks like Complexity are recovering from that G2 series. Meanwhile, though, the other South American team just gets started. KRU have at least held on to the midfield line. Got one shot out so far. Twisted Minds break out. And there's that speed again, that follow-up. He comes from so far back. It's amazing and how he still gets that challenge.
And that speed is going to be thwarted in many cases by Trevino. You're going to see him in the backfield making a lot of crucial touches, crucial challenges to allow KRU to relieve that pressure and stop the counterattacks.
No passing lanes available here for KRU, but a shot comes out. Trevino gets a couple of them. Sends on that back line is too difficult. SMW denied by Trevino's. Twisted Minds attempting to get their pressure started on the orange half.
And as I said, you want to pay attention to the first minute. You were a minute and a half in. Still scoreless, and a great start here for both sides.
Oh.
It's going to be Trevino who puts away there first.
You said it about Trevino. He's the guy on this team. Nails it from this area. He scored a couple from this angle in Wildcard. He nails that one.
Yeah, you can see him kind of lift his hands, get stretched out. You see him crack his knuckles there as well. He's feeling good. What a quality challenge there from Trevino to keep that one on the wall and then just force the shot immediately. That was a tight angle that he hit, and Twisted Minds were not ready for it.
You know, KRU have their CEO and extremely famous CEO Aguero here watching, and there was a funny little bit where KRU were teaching him how to air dribble in Rocket League. It was pretty cool to see. But you know that's definitely, how could that not be in your mind if you're on KRU? You absolutely want to make your boss proud, especially one like Aguero, but Twisted Minds going to make life difficult. KRU get the good start. Can they hold on to that lead? Drops trying to keep it close. Nice job with the shuffle step to get over SMW, who also blocks out that quick follow-up from Brad. And there's been a lot of misdirection as well. We've seen some fake challenges come in on both sides. Sometimes you might think, all right, they're just going to slap face at the ball and see who can outplay the other. But Brad gets a free shot off the wall, and it goes in.
It feels like KRU are really lulling Twisted Minds into a sleep here. A couple of poor touches coming out from Twisted Minds. And KRU, they just jump all over. We talked about the aggression coming out from Twisted Minds. And at the last minute, we're talking about KRU. It's all KRU right now when you talk about the aggression. They're holding Twisted Minds back, waiting for the mistakes, and striking quickly.
Oh, Drops gets over another one, forces SMW out. Trevino has plenty of boosts. Oh, and you see him boost quickly, force the quick challenge out of Twisted Minds. They are trying to catch them out on that aggressive play style, but a quick catch and a nice save.
And some good looks here for Twisted Minds on offense, but KRU able to break out just for the moment there. Twisted Minds really looking for some possession in the offensive third. It's been a lot of KRU in the midfield and in their final third, but Twisted Minds haven't been able to hold on to the ball in the offensive zone.
Again, for Twisted Minds, still having to recover from the reverse sweep yesterday. And this will end up feeling more of the same if they can't find a way back into this game. It does feel momentum-based. It's game one, despite it being best of 7, ultra important for both squads. Right now, KRU control in the driver's seat. Brad, just a low shot, no chance at it. SMW gets around it, but KRU still control possession. Venom takes it back out to the side. That's Brad's ball. Nobody from Twisted Minds can go. Venom had no boost. Brad fakes one. Brad into the net. He just can't be stopped.
And again, Twisted Minds just allowing KRU to kind of walk in here. Senzo doesn't get the touch. That's just a clean whiff.
Yeah.
Brad wasn't even near the ball.
Yeah, I guess not a fake at all, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So some miscues coming out from Twisted Minds. You go back to even the second goal where it just trickled out to KRU. The first goal was a quality challenge from Drafinho in the corner. So KRU doing a great job of controlling this game, kind of corralling this Twisted Minds team, and either letting them make their own mistakes or just taking advantage of some weak points.
Twisted Minds looking for anything to look forward to. A goal, nothing's gonna happen. A diving play and no touch. Senzo forced the ball out to the corner. KRU sitting a little relaxed here with about 30 seconds left. They're able to get through one. Venom, quick shot, and attempted bump missed. SMW couldn't get there.
That's the type of creativity you're gonna need. KRU, they're just so stingy defensively. It's gonna be tough unless you remove that last man on the goal line. And Venom, he needs to score now. The pass to Senzo's there, a touch towards the net, and again, Brad comes off the backboard, and KRU keeping a clean sheet here in game one so far.
And when Brad's feeling comfortable, he rarely lets that ball go in. He's such a reliable third man for KRU. This one absolutely going to KRU. A really statement game for this team right now. After what happened to them against the other MENA team, Falcons, a 3-0 start is big.
Yeah, KRU, 11 shots as a team, forced 8 saves out of Twisted Minds, and just a tough game for Twisted Minds here. Again, I think it goes back to the point, Jorby, that we were talking about early in the pregame here, where as aggressive as you may feel about Twisted Minds, it was KRU that showed that aggression here, and I think just the control as well. I think when you go and you look at like the heat map of this game, it felt you're going to see a big like half circle around the Twisted Minds side. It just felt like Twisted Minds could never break out. You see it in the replay. Quality challenge leads to a goal. And it feels like they're just KRU is just holding Twisted Minds in.
Drafinho getting lippy. But, you know, Brad probably also yelling. Brad shouting.
Yeah.
He rivals Card for volume. It is insane. And Brad big chilling, sitting back, feeling good about that first win. But for Twisted Minds, we're still way back into this series where, on the back end, I mean, it was only game one.
Yeah.
Twisted Minds are still in the series by all accounts, but they just couldn't get back to the ball. Again, KRU, even when they did get on offense, Corelli, in that aggression, I felt like they were punishing Twisted Minds for their quick approach. The shuffle steps, the stutters, Drafinho on that one play, I'm thinking, where he goes up the sidewall, full boosts into it, and then just hits the brakes, and SMW goes flying over him. Like, that kind of work is working for KRU, and Drops opens up the gates. 4 straight goals in the series for KRU.
That's got to be the worst way to open up game 2 if you're Twisted Minds. It was a backflip there in the corner that prevented the touch. KRU on the board first here in the first 4 seconds. You talk about the aggression, you talk about the control that Twisted Minds need. That is not what you're finding here in the first few seconds.
Another midfield bump as well, which might have been a good Twisted Minds attack, but now they're just forced to retreat and try to hold firm on defense, and another whiff. So many Twisted Minds whiffs. KRU bumping into each other. Saw that against Power yesterday. But Brad, look at him. Move around. Love the way he has control of the ball. Drops now as well. Able to push that across. Drafinho.
Wow.
Oh, no, it's Brad. I thought Drafinho was coming in, but Brad cuts back in. Twisted Minds have no answer.
They're just so fast. They're just so fast. And again, it was a bump there from Drops on SMW and opened up that space at the top of the box there. But KRU, it just feels like they have too much space to play around with. Twisted Minds, they don't have an answer. There's a big contrast here, Jorby, from earlier on in this tournament. Twisted Minds, they brought the ball down a lot more. They went on a lot more dribbles. They forced defenses to think. And right now, it feels like they're playing on their back foot for the first game in a minute here.
There's no confidence that they can control the ball, so they're just slapping it away. Now Drops, look at him get the 50 again when you can't even square the ball out like that. It's going to be tough.
It feels like a different play style from Twisted Minds. You're not seeing that same confidence on the ball. I think that's the word, right?
Yeah.
You're not seeing the confidence from Twisted Minds on the ball. And KRU are very confident
There's
at the
some
moment.
style on the pitch from them right now.
They can do no wrong.
Drops. Keep that one out. Drufo gets deleted. Now Twisted Minds, a couple of midfield touches. How do they get this set up? They get the midfield boost, but then immediately lose the 50, and now Twisted Minds are all of a sudden on defense, what looked like should have been a start on offense.
It was a whiff, another whiff. That didn't get the touch. A few of those from Twisted Minds, and not punished there, but it's just, that's not how Twisted Minds play. That's not the normal Twisted Minds.
Whoa. Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh.
This is a little awkward, and an open net. This is just going in. Drufo knows it. 3-0 Crew, 6 straight goals.
And I don't know what to say for Twisted Minds. You saw there just a moment ago when Twisted Minds were in the offensive third, no one's hitting the ball. It was a lot of misdirection, but it was maybe too much misdirection from Twisted Minds. They don't end up attacking the net, and that's the clear difference. You have to attack the net. You've got to push Crew back. That hasn't been the case so far.
To give a little bit of hopium to Twisted Minds fans right now, you might recall Moist going up 4-0. Oh, wait, no, never mind. That was the opposite way. I did not have hopium for you, Twisted Minds fans. I'm sorry. Drops trying to force the 50 out. And he trying to push it out. Senzo's forced to give it up. He's just being harassed by Crew every time he's on the ball. SMW stuck on the wall. Can't get the grab. It goes over one. Venom just gets there in time and pushed out into midfield. Does Senzo have this? Tries to change up. Doesn't work. In fact, drops his downfield and drops his into the net.
And again, it just feels like Crew can do no wrong. And how's this one scored again? The ball gets away from Senzo. Great touch from Jerfinho. Crew poaching the backfield. Crew inviting Twisted Minds to make the mistakes or cough up the ball, and then they strike so fast.
They feel zero pressure. There's been a player just chilling in the blue half, even when Twisted Minds are getting set up in the midfield. They do not believe that Twisted Minds have any kind of threat right now. They need to make Crew believe, and right there, not gonna happen. Drufo got the first touch. Brad gets the follow-up and a big clear.
And that's the difference between, confidence and trust, right? Is that we're not seeing either from Twisted Minds right now, while Crew, you're seeing full confidence and trust with your team to not only win the challenge, but then dish it to you upfield. And it just feels like Crew, everything's working, and this one thrown towards the net. Jerfinho still back.
SMW, soft touch. Look at the chaos Venom's causing. It doesn't matter, though. He got right between Drops and Brad, but couldn't actually push them off the line of the ball. Now Drufo, one-on-one. Venom doesn't even have to leave the ground to take it. And he's denied by Drops. SMW trying to get back in the rotation. Senzo next up on the 50. Brad trying to push across. Does he get a 5th goal for Crew? Not gonna get that one out. Twisted Minds at this point, you're thinking about, you should be thinking about timeout.
That's a good point.
Really need to settle down. There needs to be a talk because the communication's not there. You said it, the trust isn't there either. And they're trying to develop those opportunities. They are trying to set up those plays. We've seen them go for a couple of bumps. They're just not connecting, and they're just not hitting the ball. Like, someone's gotta hit the ball consistently on Twisted Minds if they have any hope in this series.
Yeah, I mean, with these two games, you've got to, I think you do have to take a timeout after this, right?
Yeah.
You could say, okay, game one might have been a little fluke, a little slow start.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, take a timeout. I think that's exactly where Twisted Minds need to go to, because I mean, Crew's just playing, prevent defense right now. They're just smacking it away. There's no need to score another one. They're just running out the clock right now.
How's this gotta feel right now for Crew? And you gotta be careful if you are Crew. Whoa, look at Drops. That was pretty. It's very easy to start getting lackadaisical after this game where, it's been shut out. Twisted Minds haven't scored a goal yet. You've scored 7 in the series so far. But you gotta keep that 100% focus. Twisted Minds are every bit as capable of figuring it out in the next game and catching you off guard. So while it's been comfortable so far, you gotta keep that laser focus. Otherwise, things might flip on you.
I think that's why we've been so critical. The expectation for Twisted Minds are so high because they've set it there.
Yeah.
It's not our imagination. We know they can be so much better than what they've shown here in the first 2 games. You got to give some credit over to Crew, of course.
Absolutely.
Great challenge game, great control so far. Pace of play is exactly where Crew want to be, and game 2 goes over to Crew, a 2-0 lead so far in this series.
Doing exactly what is asked of them and winning every opportunity they get. Drops getting the MVP honors this time. 4 saves, 2 goals off of 2 shots, 100% shooting for your boy, Dr. Ops. Again, the Joyo-ism. Joyo, he's just so creative. He should come up with names for everybody. It's like you have a fake name on a fake name.
What was Rafinha's? Dr. Rafinha?
Dr. Ufi.
Oh, Dr. Ufi.
Yeah, he decided that Eno didn't need to be there. Ufi was better. And honestly, yeah, it rocks. It rocks.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, Corelli. I wanted to ask you, what a Twisted Mind's got to do, but I feel like we've said it. First of all, they call a timeout.
Yeah, smart.
Much needed.
Yeah. Well,
Second, hit the ball. All right, like that sounds stupid, but like if you're watching the series, that really is what it comes down to. They're not like KRU just feel no pressure. They feel absolutely no pressure.
I think to a degree you're right. I think it's more about control the ball.
Yeah.
And again, that's credit to KRU. They've rushed Twisted Minds a lot. The ball's gotten away from Twisted Minds multiple times. We look at the possession. I keep bringing it up on the B stream. We don't really talk about possession too much, but when it starts to go towards closer to 60% on one side, typically that means a team's just crushing the other.
Yeah.
And that's where this I think it was like 57% for KRU. Normally it sits around 50-50, 51-49. And so for KRU, for Twisted Minds, it just feels like, okay, bring the ball down and then try and beat your first man, because KRU's just running in. I mean, they're going head first, and they're winning the challenges. If you can beat that first man, you unlock so much space. Obviously easier said than done, but the first step I think is, as we say a lot in CRL, right? It's bring the ball down, get composure on the ball. So much value in taking the space in front of you, and that's what Twisted Minds were doing up until this series.
That's why I don't understand why they just started dumping the ball off. Where are the nerves coming from?
Yeah.
I don't want to think that reverse sweep is still sitting in their minds. I mean, that was 24 hours ago. Like, surely that can't still be lurking in the back of your mind. Has that gassed you out so hard? But because like they haven't looked like this all weekend. This is it's like you replaced them with 3 different players.
Yep. So we end the timeout. We'll see if Twisted Minds can make amends here in Game 3. It's been a very disappointing start for them, I'm sure, in their camp. And KRU, you got to give them props. Again, so aggressive, and at the same time, so much in control, right? We talked about them, slamming their face into a lot of challenges, but it's in control. Drafinho was able to score a goal off it, just winning the challenge in the corner and taking a quick shot.
Yeah.
Right? We saw Senzo cough up the ball in the midfield, KRU bang it downfield and man poaching, shot on target, nobody's home, right? The counterattacks are so quick. So for Twisted Minds, you've got to look back on all the goals you've given up and make the changes necessary.
I think the first guy that has to figure it out on Twisted Minds is Senzo. He's supposed to be the rock of this team when you've got 2 mechanical maniacs like Venom and SFW on your team. And now I'm looking at Venom next because he's that midfielder for this team. He's supposed to open space up, create opportunities for SFW and Senzo. And like you said, because he's so good at bringing the ball down with speed and controlling it, that's what makes him so deadly. But if he can't get that done, he's in trouble. What a pass, what a save from SFW. He gets in the way and a massive clear.
Yeah, you force KRU all the way back, and that's a great save. But KRU is so dangerous offensively. We mentioned a lot of the mechanics there. A little flip reset pass from KRU. It was quite clean. Defense for Twisted Minds holding strong here.
This is already much better form from Twisted Minds in the midfield. There's a close rotation, wanted that demo. That actually works out, but then Venom gets demoed. Venom trying to come back across. I think it was Senzo who got demoed, not Venom, excuse me. But again, it's a lot of KRU sitting in the thirds on offense. Brad just gets the space. SMW keeps pulling off to the wall. Does not trust that he can get to that Brad challenge in time. Doesn't want to leave third man stranded. But I feel like I've seen SMW stuck on that wall so many times and getting punished for it. It's been Brad versus SMW in that corner, and he keeps losing.
But even then, Twisted Minds, with how good the defense and positioning has been so far in Game 3, they forced KRU to slow down a little bit. This one needs to have a touch on it, and it comes late. Twisted Minds are able to turn the first one away. Here comes Drops on target, puts it home, and just like that, KRU strikes.
An absolute close-range missile here. 104 kilometers per hour. And Senzo, Venom, nobody could come up with that touch. All started back from the late save. Nobody could get the touch on the backboard. SMW just punted the ball into the corner. KRU get control of it. Eventually gets scored on.
And why? It was because SFW he was not the one to have to make that save.
Yeah.
He needed his 2 teammates to help him out. But KRU, I've been so impressed with We're going to play the ball in your corner on the right side. We're going to play your ball in the corner on the left side. And then if you give us the space, we're going to strike in the midfield as SMW had a chance on target and just couldn't put it away.
He's got to think that one. You've gotten scored on 8 straight times. That was the first look on net like that you've gotten in almost 15 minutes of gameplay. If that doesn't go in, that might be it for Twisted Minds. They can still figure it out though. They're able to stabilize.
Great play there from Senzo to not just boom that one away. He was trying to read what the defender was going to do, took his space, and you saw the amount of space he had in front of him. Unfortunately, didn't have a lot of options there. All of KRU was already rotated back, but more of that from Twisted Minds will open up the space for the attack.
A lot of people halfway through this wild card really doubting KRU, and I think KRU, you know, they play with that chip on their shoulder. I think that they were disappointed. They were absolutely disappointed with their performance in Boston, and they know that they were a better team than they had shown. So this right here is, they gotta feel great about where they are right now. But Twisted Minds have kept it close, and finally open the gate. Senzo ties it up.
A lot of aerial attack coming out from Twisted Minds, but you see, you finally got to a touch that KRU couldn't challenge, and it all falls apart on the KRU side. Twisted Minds puts it on target. They're able to find the equalizer.
And that be the stabilizing force for Twisted Minds. Will that cause the neurons to settle down a little bit? Settle the anxiety.
Getting one here would be a huge help for Twisted Minds because it feels like, you know, you get reverse sweep yesterday, you're sitting 2-0 down, you've been crushed so far by KRU. Getting one back, stop the bleeding a little bit, does a lot for your mental.
Well, KRU lurking in front of the box. Looking for a way in again, but Venom getting the demo on drops on the back end. Is it enough to create more pressure? No. Twisted Minds working together to get downfield. Venom gets back to his touch. Venom a pass to the midfield. Quick shot, save from Trevino, but they still need that clear.
A lot of pressure coming out from Twisted Minds. And great passing from the corner into the midfield. KRU just, I mean, having to make goal line saves now.
Yeah.
To turn away Twisted Minds. So that offense certainly ramping up, and Venom wanted to cut by Brad.
Oh,
he didn't get it.
What a cut there. Now KRU get the shot, but just get there in time for the save with Twisted Minds. Now they can get a counterattack going. Here comes Venom. He's quick, but not quick enough. Drops was ready for him, and he's headed back downfield. Here he goes, a flip reset down. He loves those. Brad puts it up over one. KRU generating pressure quickly. Can they capitalize? Trevino getting back down onto the ball. Gets the bump. Another play here. A scoop out. Nothing yet. Do we go to OT? Looks like we will.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice there from SMW, but Twisted Minds, a well-earned overtime here. A lot better play. They've controlled, they slowed down the game is what they've done, and they've forced KRU to take some bad challenges because they've brought the ball down. They've slowed the game down just a little bit, and it's thrown KRU out of sync. They're finding a lot more space here on the Twisted Minds side.
Oh, Twisted Minds, quick pass, way too high. Brad can't get there in time, and the shot's not good enough from SMW. Had to avoid one defender as he tried to take the shot. Another pop-up for Twisted Minds, trying to shade where they're going. Venom across to the side, nothing for him there. They're gonna try again. Senzo looking for a lane. He's trying to create one himself, but it's stolen from Trevino, or by Trevino. Venom steals it from him. Across again to the box, but everybody's retreating on Twisted Minds. Venom and Senzo, no boost. KRU on the counterattack. A little stutter step, a little shimmy, but taken away again by Twisted Minds.
He had no boost. He was looking for anyone. He was trying to bait someone in from Twisted Minds, and nobody bit. Almost a minute of overtime here in game 3. And KRU on the back foot right now. Venom trying to stay with it. Senzo trying to keep it in the offensive zone. Tough touch here.
Oh.
W comes out to Senzo. Top right. And it's off the crossbar. And KRU get out.
Oh, and now the counterattack's coming. Drops. Didn't have enough boost for it. Trevino coming back in. Oh, that opportunity for Twisted Minds off the bar. He had to put it high. He knew rotation was coming back. He knew that some of the net would be covered, but he ends up hitting the bar. And now it comes across, a free ball, and the shot denied, but too committed. That leaves another free one. There's just nothing that Trevino can do with it. And so back we go, KRU. Oh, they lose a couple of challenges. SMW can't get back to it. KRU waiting in the corner. High ball off the wall. And a free ball again. Trevino just got to kick it away. He doesn't have a lot of boost.
A lot of pressure here from KRU. But it's not threatening. It finally goes in for drops. They put one home after all that pressure, and KRU break through.
A statement. Twisted Minds try to come back, but KRU put them back in the dirt. 1 more to go. They just might sweep up Corelli.
Which would be unprecedented.
I remember you saying on the desk you were confident about Twisted Minds, and I'm not saying that as like a dig at all, because I was like, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see it. Twisted Minds look great, but KRU, that game was convincing. Twisted Minds looked a lot better in that game. KRU still come out the victors. Massive victory.
And so now it goes back. You lose 3 in a row, and from Twisted Minds' point of view, and you start thinking about, you know, yesterday.
Yeah.
The reverse sweep. Are you still rattled?
Wait, no, but in a good way. Well, Falcons can do it. So can we.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We can look at it that way.
Hey man, that's how you flip the mental, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But clearly, the first 2 games were certainly poor from Twisted Minds.
Yeah.
This game was good. This was a good game. Decent game from Twisted Minds. Not bad. Not too much to harp on here. Definitely looked closer to what we would expect.
SMW.
Oh man.
I just hated I just did not like that rotation from SMW at the end. Getting a second look at that replay, you see him just rush the corner. And that was something I was worried about with SMW coming into this tournament, because you saw it from him in the Spring Invitational in the Middle East, where he has to play fast, and if he's feeling anxious or he's feeling pressured at all, he starts either cutting rotation or pushing faster than he needs to, not letting the play develop, and then letting his speed punish afterwards. Instead, he runs into his teammate trying to get back to the ball, trying to defend that close angle shot. And now, KRU in position to sweep their way into the main event. Can they get it done? Senzo has something to say about it, but Drops ain't listening.
I mean, we need something here from Twisted Minds. It was a decent game 3. You're still only able to break the net 1 time. And KRU are able to adapt even with the changes that Twisted Minds made. And now Twisted Minds, they don't have a timeout. Backs are against the wall. Game 4, you're down by 3. You got reverse sweep yesterday. Are they facing a 4-0 or an 0-4 today?
They have lost 7 straight games. As this pushes downfield, KRU, a little more pressure. It certainly feels like it may happen. Crazier things have happened in Rocket League. Well, not many.
I was going to say, this is pretty much the maximum crazy you can get, is the reverse
Yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. But SMW will get the first goal, and Twisted Minds will get their first lead.
And this is only the 2nd goal from Twisted Minds, but it's a great way to start off in Game 4. The demo is what opens up the space in the backfield, and Twisted Minds finally getting their game plan going. They've had a lot of demos throughout this series, but they haven't been able to capitalize it. Great example here in the first minute. Twisted Minds, they get on the board.
And with a lead, a little bit of confidence. They can start to add to it. Certainly feel like you need multi-goals as Brad try to get that bump. KRU swinging across, Drop's gonna protect the back end. SMW, no way in for him, no boost steal, he's just gotta retreat. Senzo can't get the 50, but Venom will buy a little bit of time, and he needed to because everyone's sitting low on boost. Pads picked up, Venom finally got a canister.
Another demo.
2 demos. SMW, nice spawn, and a good boost for him, and a great 50. Might catch Drops out here, but no, Drops gets the touch out. Still, good opportunity here for Twisted Minds.
Twisted Minds trying to find their 3rd goal of this series. They've been outscored 8-2 so far. It's KRU battling in their own corner, and Twisted Minds not letting them out. I mean, great work here from Twisted Minds to keep them locked in. They go back to their own corner, and KRU, you start to look towards KRU though. I mean, game 3 was a lot closer. Now KRU are down a goal. Their first lead, or the first deficit they've had in this series. How do they adapt? How do they change?
Even that overtime created a little bit of pressure earlier. This one a little different now. See, Drops just creating a little bit of chaos, a little bit of delay in that rotation. Venom's starting to speed up though. Last couple of tries he's had on the ball, he has blown through the line of KRU on the midfield. But like you said, what's crucial, those follow-ups. Twisted Minds, a little fake. Not gonna be enough. You still gotta get by that 3rd man. And Drops just kind of sitting downfield. Trofino gets over one.
What?
And it's just into the net. How does that go in?
What happened to the last man in Twisted Minds? Who was it? Was it Venom?
Venom.
Oh, he got bumped. He got clipped.
Wow.
I was like, why isn't he up?
I know. I was like,
it happened so quickly. He got clipped.
Wow. It's a cheeky bump again. that physical game works out again for KRU. It's twice where like a bump kind of came out of nowhere for us, where, you know, SFW, the first game, it happened to him. And KRU are done with it. Oh, Trevino, that's a dirty angle.
That is disgusting from Trevino. And look at this space given over to Drops. Guess what he does? A flip reset. And then Trevino on the backflip to put it in. Twisted Minds have no answer for it. I mean, how could you predict something like that?
Oh.
And just like that, into the lead, KRU go.
Didn't take long, did it? SFW looking for a way in again, but denied. Venom forced the whole way back. It's going to create a little bit of space for himself, or Senzo creating a little bit of space for himself. Venom in the follow-up spot. He gets it. That push back out to the corner. That just keeps happening on these 50s. Rotation just not serving Twisted Minds on a lot of these.
It's another example where it just feels like Twisted Minds are just too slow to get in the midfield, especially. Like that middle third, KRU are playing, it's like 2x speed, it feels like. Because Twisted Minds are usually up first. Right. KRU gets there first.
It just able to hop the route. The Drops just sitting there again. Dude has not left the blue half. And why would you when you just win the challenge like that and they're forced to dump it downfield? And I mean, Venom, he's just chasing it. There was nothing for him, though. Ball too high, he couldn't get to it.
And cutting the rotation like that, it actually takes a lot of pressure off your third man because it makes one less decision for him, right? He doesn't have to choose to go. He knows that you're going to cut in, and he can read the play a lot easier from there. Generally, if it's a pinch or something, it's a lot harder. But cutting that rotation certainly makes it the life a lot easier for the second and third man back.
KRU 45 seconds away from qualifying for the main event of the World Championship. Just got to hold on to this lead. And what a statement they would make after the week that Twisted Minds have had to put this kind of scoreline on. Twisted Minds aren't quite done, but Senzo, he got flat. That shot completely torn away. He gets bumped out, but he avoids it. And Senzo just trying to get out of the way. SFW trying to get there in time. They need a goal now. Venom trying to sit on the side. He got the 50, but Brad's in the way. Nothing for him, 15 seconds to go. Brad on the catch, taken away one more time. Twisted Minds, one more. They got a go-ahead man downfield. It's Senzo. And SFW denied again by Trevino. Cleared out. No time left. Off the side wall. Looking for Senzo. Coming across. Brad's in the way. KRU Esports qualify.
Wow. 4-0. And they're letting them know. Dominance here from KRU Esports in 4 games. Crushing Twisted Minds here.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked too. Picking KRU is fine.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
It's 7. Not 4.
No, anything but a sweep. I would have never guessed that. But KRU making statements here today against Twisted Minds, and you got a feel for Twisted Minds. I mean, you face now a reverse sweep on land, wake up the next morning, get swept in your next series.
Twisted Minds aren't done yet. They got one more series to try to qualify to get a third Middle Eastern team into the main event. But KRU guarantee the second South American team in the main event. And man, people might be talking about that game. Drufo getting loud.
Somebody tell me about the South American talent. There's got to be a guy around here who knows. Because my goodness.
I wonder.
My goodness. The talent in South America, you know, there's been talks about some of the teams at the top, right? You hear a lot about Furia, you hear a lot about complexity. But a lot of times I feel like teams like KRU get forgotten. Teams like Team Secret, and yet here they are qualifying.
Here they are.